Yo, what's up guys, it's me Jake here, and as you might be able to tell from the thumbnail and the title, I found a very underground series that reminds me a lot of Death Note. Now, if you don't know, I really do enjoy Death Note. I think it's really good other than, you know, the whole Near and Mellow thing. I think that's kind of pretty bad, but the whole L Saga and all of the first 9-ish volumes of Death Note, I loved. It's some of my favorite manga out there. Now, I don't think I put it in the top 10 because of the ending, but I do think it is really good, and this manga has the potential of being as good as that. I really do love it. Now, I don't know how well it's doing in Japan, but it has 2 volumes out, I believe, 2 or 3 volumes out in Japan, and I don't hear anyone talking about it in English, so I want to bring it out here. It only has 1 volume physically in English, and that is Can't Stop Cursing You. I actually put this manga in my wish list video from a while back. I just saw the synopsis and the pre-order for the cover, and the cover alone was just super nice. Then I read the synopsis, and it really caught my eye. And this volume just looks beautiful, even on the shelf. It is made by Yen Press, and oh my god, this just blew me away. Now, it was a little bit wordy, but when I say that this was a fantastic read, it did take me a little bit to read because it was wordy, but it was just so interesting all the way through. Basically, there's these curses or curse gods that make contracts with these normal humans to become curse killers or curse breakers. Now, we follow the main character of Kiyoharu as he is a curse breaker, and we actually kind of have like a very much L versus light dynamic inside this first volume, and I really do like that kind of start to a series. And also what I do like is Kiyoharu might be our protagonist. We follow the light character a lot more than Kiyoharu, even though Kiyoharu is basically our protagonist. And I really do like that. And here is the light kind of character. I think his name is Mikia. I don't know how to say his name. I'm just going to Mikia for the rest of the video. But he very much represents more of the god complex side of light, and how he hides it from other people and trying to become the prince of his school. But in the kind of shadows of himself, he is really just someone with a huge god complex. But to get into the more curse stuff, because that's probably what makes this very different from Death Note. Basically, these curses all have conditions and all have different abilities. Basically, Mikia, whenever he calls someone with his curse call and they pick up and someone is around them that can hear it, the person dies that picked up the phone. While our main character, Kiyoharu, his curse can answer a simple question that is yes or no, but he can only do it 5 times, and after the 5th time, he has to wait a week to do it again. So all these have different conditions, and all these have different kind of implications that make it so it isn't busted. Now, you might be saying, why didn't Kiyoharu just ask, is it this person? Well, because they have one full entire school to narrow down. So asking about one person compared to hundreds of people in this school would just not narrow it down straight up enough. Even though, yes, you could get it right in a random just shot in dark, but he doesn't really believe in that, and I think that's an amazing thing. And he does very much remind me of L, and this ability does make it super interesting and does make a lot more different scenarios in this manga because of the abilities of curses and the conditions curses have, which I thought was a very, very unique touch. And also the art is fantastic. I love the art. Like, here's some panels. Like, I think this art is some of my favorite out of more recent manga. And I think, as I've been saying Kiyoharu a lot, out of all the characters that came out in the past, like, maybe 3-4 years, Kiyoharu might be up there with Shiki. And, because if you don't know, I love Shiki from Komodo Jihen. They're probably my top 5 characters of more recent kind of shonens and more recent kind of manga. But Kiyoharu is just such an amazing character. And I love how, kind of how devilish he takes his character. Because, yes, he's doing it for the right. And curse breakers are only, like, very few. They said that there's only like a dozen curse breakers, and we follow one of them. And seeing how he goes about it, and seeing how he has a different kind of outlook than normal humans, because he does work with the cops, and how him and the cops have different outlooks on these curses make it so great. And also, we're going to be seeing multiple different cases and seeing how he goes about different cases and different scenarios, which helps kind of build upon that. Because yes, they did kind of 2 different situations with light, but one was really good and one was eh. And looking like this, we'll have very many different cases and different scenarios that he has to deal with those different conditions with curses. Now, do I think this is a definite recommend? 100%. If you like Death Note or any psychological manga, you will like this manga. It is a very, very good manga. I did very much enjoy it. I think I rated an 8 on Mal. I think it's probably an 8.5, and that's just from one volume. I think this had a very good conclusive ending, so if you don't want to read on from there, you can easily just read the first volume, but it leads, and it has such amazing art and characters, and every kind of thing in here is just so great, and all the twists and turns always looks fantastic. And yes, it does have like a darker kind of look, but the darker art style super fits this. It fits it so well, like so utterly well, and I love that. I really do love that. Now, the only thing I do kind of want to say is the pacing is kind of not all over the place, but it stays at a kind of medium pace. It doesn't go too fast or too slow, and for this, I think that works. But I kind of wish it was a little bit faster paced. Even though it is kind of fast paced in there, I do wish it was a little bit faster, but that's fine. I don't really care about pacing too much. The characters, the art, and the story are really, really great, and I really do like the cast. Like, the characters around Mikia and Kiyoharu are pretty interesting, and seeing how Kiyoharu really affects the cops and their outlook on things is really, really interesting, because the cops are kind of dumb in this manga. Like, they really just try to push Kiyoharu to use his curses just to do other questions, when Kiyoharu uses a different question, and it's just better because the cops are asking stupid questions, and they get like confused on why Kiyoharu's doing it, and they see it, and they're like, okay, we're gonna stop messing with this dude, because Kiyoharu is straight up just insane. He is one of the smartest characters I've seen. He kind of reminds me of a mix of Ayano Koji and L in a way. He does kind of remind me of Ayano Koji a little bit. Now, if you haven't read or watched Classroom Elite, please read it. Like the light novels, please read that. It's really good, and he does kind of remind me of Ayano Koji, just a little bit, but nothing insane. The character design a little bit. If you don't know how Ayano Koji looks, I'll put like a picture right here of what Ayano Koji looks like. He kind of just looks like Ayano Koji with a crack pipe and black hair, but what can you do? But yeah. I actually noticed I don't really think I explained how curse breakers work. Curse breakers solve the curse killing. It's like a detective of these curse killings. It's like how a normal person, if they murdered someone, a cop and a detective would actually go after that case. A curse killing happens, a curse breaker goes on the scene like a detective with a normal murder case. So that's just to clear that up, because I don't think I actually explained that too well, but I will say it is also kind of expensive. You can't see there. It's $13 US on retail, but if you get on Amazon or somewhere other than just Barnes & Nobles or retail sellers, you can probably get this for like $10. Definitely think it's worth the read, though. I definitely highly suggest this manga. I very much enjoyed it. I have nothing much else to say about it, other than please pick up Can't Stop Cursing You. I bet if you like Death Note, you'll probably like this a lot, and I'm just gonna say nothing else, because if you like Death Note, just pick this up. I'm done. Okay. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like and subscribe, and I hope I see you guys next time. Peace!